everybody. Or as I like to call her, Ellen DeGenderless. All right, guys, we've got one more judge, and then we'll get to our roast battles. And this judge was a last-minute fill-in. We got who is honestly my favorite judge that we've ever had. He is currently the Roast Battle Bay Area champion. I want you guys to make it loud for the very funny Anthony Zuccaro!
Oh, keep it going for Josh Means, everybody, Josh Means. Oh, I didn't know wildlings traveled this far south of the wall. This is fantastic. Give it up for Josh. He's got the face of someone who doesn't believe in the Holocaust and the body of someone who lived through it. Looks like meth, sounds like Xanax. How does he do it? How does he do it? Now give it up for Josh and Al in the Verbal Insult Show. Thank you. All right. Look, guys, say what you want about Joe Biden. No, for real, go ahead. I don't give a shit. No, say what you want about Joe Biden, but when he figures out that he's president, this whole country's gonna turn around, okay? I legitimately think, because he'll tweet like, someone's gotta do something, and it's like, what? Like, that's you? Like, what, like on the last day of office, on the last day, he'll do whatever shit you do, jerk off in the White House, whatever you do on the last day, and he'll like be leaving the White House, the door will shut, and he'll be like, oh, it was me. Oh, I could have done so much shit. Oh my God. That Bob Barker looking motherfucker. Spay and neuter your Republicans, everybody. It's good to be here. I've been doing good. I quit smoking cigarettes, and the worst part about that is that no one cares. No one gives a shit that you quit smoking cigarettes. I told my best friend I quit. He was like, good. Why did you start? What is this, 1965? And I kept talking to him about it. I was trying to get like that satisfaction of like, you know, he's been telling me to quit for years, and I finally quit, and he doesn't care. It kind of hurt me. And he was like, look, Anthony, the reason people don't care that you quit cigarettes is because we know cigarettes are bad for you now. It's like, what, is the jury still out on heroin? What is going on? I mean, you quit heroin, people compliment your weight gain, right? Like, they're just like, oh, you look great. You quit cigarettes, no one cares. And I miss cigarettes. If anyone has one, I would love to have one. It's a conditional addiction, okay? You're never like clean from heroin and been at a concert and be like, hey, can I bum some heroin from you? Like, no, it's not like a social thing like that. But yeah, I miss cigarettes. I do. I miss them for one reason, because when I was smoking a cigarette, it was the only way I could feel like a woman. The joke does not end there, okay? It's okay. It's the only way I could feel like a woman, because when I was smoking a cigarette on the streets in San Francisco, I felt like a woman because I kept getting approached by men I wanted nothing to do with, okay? I did not start a conversation with these men. They just came up to me and started talking to me unprovoked. You can either be a woman or smoke a cigarette, and that'll happen to you, okay? Smoking a cigarette on the street corner is just a smoke signal for anyone with a mental illness in a 50-block radius to just be like, he's over here, there's one over here. Walk over there. That always is weird when that doesn't get a laugh, and I just like walk around. It's like, oh, he did some performance there and it didn't work. It's all good. These are relatively new jokes, so I don't have transitions for them. When someone brings up Hitler, whatever someone brings, and they do, right? They do. People just bring up Hitler. It's like brand loyalty, right? It's like, if you're gonna bring up a soda, you're gonna talk about Coca-Cola, you're gonna talk about an evil person, you bring up Hitler. He's the Kleenex of evil people. Is the name brand. But yeah, so whenever someone brings up Hitler, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, they always mention, you know what? He was a great public speaker. Who Who gives a fuck? Okay, why do we keep saying this after people bring up Hitler? What was the Zodiac killer good at Scrabble? What are we doing here? Okay, was OJ good at football? He was. Okay, but something happened that made us move past that. Okay, we don't need to talk about that anymore. And if Hitler was such a great public speaker, tell me why. I've watched some of his speeches. I can't understand a word this guy says. Okay, someone get this guy subtitles. It's crazy, man. Imagine being in World War II with everything going on and be like, hey, say what you want about Hitler. When he figures out that he's no, say what you want about Hitler, but that guy can fucking control a room. All right, you get that guy behind a mic, he's magnetic. You just can't look away. Yeah, I've been taking care of myself. I've been doing good. Oh, something that has not been good for me is I've been watching a lot of ghost hunter documentaries, which is not good. It's not good because these ghost hunters are crazy, man. They'll dedicate their whole life to finding ghosts and just be virgins for their whole life. It's like, how about you try speaking to alive women first before you try and conquer the world of the dead, okay? And it's just wild. Like one guy on this ghost hunter documentary with a straight face, he was like, it's so strange how a lot of the reports we get of ghosts are from places where there's not really a lot to do there. They're kind of boring towns. It's like, yeah, if I died in a boring town and I got to haunt it, I would do that for eternity. Like, right? Like, finally I can have some fucking fun in Santa Rosa. Right? Flip some light switches on and off, turn some water faucets on and off. Like, finally something to do in this town, right? I have a feeling that was Fernando. I didn't look. Oh, okay. All right. He was just been so supportive lately. Right about now is when I like to mention I'm a substitute teacher, everybody. I'm a substitute teacher. Thank you. That joke, the applause on that joke is contingent on the jokes I do before that, always. It's just like, he's teaching kids? Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm a substitute teacher. If you don't know, that's the stepdad of jobs. Because I don't care about these kids at all. Okay, I don't give a shit about these kids. I just show up, I buy them an Xbox, and I leave. Okay, and guess what? They don't care about me either. They don't care about me either. Every day I get called Marv from Home Alone. Right. Weird way to find out that movie is still a classic. I wish I found it another way. Some kid came up to me and said I look like if Post Malone was machine washed. Who is writing these for you? Is Don Rickles your grandfather? What the fuck is going on? Some kid said I look like if Bob Ross sniffed paint. I'm only kidding, they didn't write any of those. I wrote all of those, don't give those fuckers any credit. They can't read or write, I'm their sub. Some kid came up to me and he saw me set down my stuff on the desk and he was like, hey man, how do you look that bad even though you have a car and AirPods? And I'm like, oh, very easily. Somehow I managed to do it every day. Like, you'll learn when you get older, a car and AirPods, you can still be an absolute piece of shit with both of those. Okay, I know that's like, AirPods are your whole world, but you'll see later. But substitute teaching is great. Not the worst job I've had, The worst job I had was at Target. Working at Target High was difficult because your shirt really brings out your eyes, everybody. The worst part about Target was the questions I got at Target, Every week, every day, someone asked me, do you work here? Do you work here? Red shirt, khaki pants, look of despair. I work here, okay? Add it all up. I had someone ask me, do you work here, while I was behind the register. Take yourself through that. I'm mid-change with a customer, like, excuse me, do you work here? Nope, saw the long line, decided to hop in. I was already wearing my favorite color scheme. It's part of my community service, actually. Another thing that was wild about working at Target was the bathroom code. Because for some reason, we called everyone at Target guests. You weren't a customer at Target, you were a guest at Target. Have you ever felt like a guest at Target? Have you ever felt like you were welcomed to a Target? Like, we called them guests. I didn't get it because how do you treat your guests in your home? Do you let your guests like use your bathroom but only if they buy something? Like what? Is that how you treat your guests at your home? Someone was just like, no. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, that was fine. But yeah, not the Target. Target was crazy. But if I could just change gears real quick, my grandfather would be rolling in his grave if dead people could take ecstasy. Okay. He was a partier. He really was. He was a partier. Actually, I went to my grandpa's funeral recently. He had a military funeral, and since I'm the comedian of the family, the other comedians might be able to relate to this. Since I'm the comedian of the family, before any family event, I get pulled aside always, and my aunt or my mom will be like, no jokes, okay? No fucking jokes. You shut the fuck up for this whole event. And so this was no different. So before this military funeral, my aunt pulls me aside and she goes, Anthony, this is serious. This is a military funeral. Oh yeah, unlike all those zany, wacky, silly civilian funerals I've been to that have not prepared me for this situation. All right, I'm Anthony Zuccaro. Are you guys ready for some roast battles?